Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, August 23rd slate of MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a pretty great slate of MLB going on today. It's pretty full. We have a lot of games going on, so I am super excited to dive into it and hopefully watch a lot of baseball tomorrow. But without any further ado, before we did dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We are just over 230 subscribers away. So I would love to be able to hit that by the time that the NBA season does start. If we do hit it by the time that the NBA season does start, we will be doing a pretty big giveaway. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Also, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance. As I always say, you guys have absolutely no idea how much that means to me, so thank you guys so much for that. Now, I will go ahead and say, before we dive into a quick recap, I did end up doing a giveaway yesterday, and we will be revealing the winner of that here very, very shortly. But I did want to go over just a quick recap just in general before we did that. So, we ended up going 2-1 on our plays, and like I said, I'll be giving away $20 for every single bet that I ended up losing. Well, I had a profitable day, so, that is what it is. But I'll still be giving away $20 away to one of you guys. You guys will be seeing that here in just a minute. But we did end up having Atlanta minus 1.5 versus Pittsburgh at minus 120 odds. O'Neal Cruz, man, I just want to talk. Like, what did I do to you, man? He was the only run scored by Pittsburgh. And Atlanta, they only scored 2 runs the whole game. O'Neal Cruz hits a solo home run, puts them down by 1, and neither team scored the rest of the game. So it was very unfortunate, but I think that they did have some weather issues up there. I think it was delayed for a little bit, so that could have definitely thrown them off. But overall, I still really loved that play quite a bit. And then we did have the Angels and the Rays, no run first inning at minus 125 odds. That one cashed pretty easily. I really liked that play quite a bit, and that one ended up working out. Then we had the Athletics, team total under 1.5 in the first 5. They didn't score a single run, so there was no sweat about it whatsoever. I'm really glad that worked out. But like I said, we'll be giving away $20 to one person. Now let's go see who it is. All right, you guys, so we are back. We are here on the comment picker here for YouTube. So hopefully this ends up working out just fine. I did a test run on one of my other videos, and it ended up working out. So hopefully it works the same. As you guys can see here, I do have the YouTube video URL already hooked up here. I have the duplicate users to make sure that everybody only gets 1 entry. Nobody can get more than 1. And also, I do have the replies to the comments. I saw people like Gotta Get the Bag. I know he had put a reply to one of my comments, and I think there was a couple other people that had only done replies to my comments. So I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to be able to win, not just some people. So without any further ado, as you guys can see here, we had a total of 63 people that had commented on the video. So thank you guys so much for that. Truly, you guys have no idea how much that means to me. I mean, for real, that's insane. So thank you guys so much. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and pick the winner of today's giveaway. We're going to be calling this Coffee with the King, coffee with a K, of course, because we are I'm going to be giving away that $20, and it'll be in the morning. So Coffee with the King is here. Let's see who's the winner of it today. And it is going to be Brandon Hunter. He says, got hella more comments. Let's go, King. Luka, future MVP. Got to be a lock of the year, man. I really hope that works out for you, Brandon. But congratulations. At the time of recording this, I'm going to go right after this, and I'm going to go on to the actual, YouTube comments and try to reach out to you. Hopefully you can answer. If you aren't able to make it, and I will be doing just the same thing. I'll come back to this exact same video and pick a new winner here in the near future. So, but Brandon, if you are watching this, congratulations, man. Now let's go ahead and continue on with our actual plays. All right, so that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Brandon. Hopefully you can get some of the Coffee with the King. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. So our first play of the day, we're going to be taking the Astros minus 1.5 here versus Minnesota. And at the time of recording this, we don't have a lineup for it, so it is currently to be determined. Now, I will say that if this play is more than minus 140 or more, I do really like this to be parlayed with the Braves. I think that the Braves will be getting it done again today. I know I picked them yesterday, so they're obviously going to hit today, especially since they didn't yesterday. So I do like that as well. But Houston is 30-27 to the run line at home so far this year. They're a very solid home team. They're just a very solid team in general. In Minnesota, they are just 28-29 to the run line on the road. So they are just a touch worse on the road. They are struggling to hit that 500 mark. So hopefully Houston can get it done for us. Houston's also a little bit hotter of a team. They have covered whatever their run line is in 3 of their last 4 games. So hopefully they can make that 4 out of their last 5. And Minnesota, they are just coming off of a series versus Texas where they got swept. They didn't win a single game, even though they were favored in all of them. I think I took Minnesota in one of those games, or maybe it was the first 5 or something. But Minnesota ended up getting swept by them. And also Houston's just a better team in almost every statistic. Houston is 8th when it comes to runs per game. Minnesota is 14th. So Houston has a little bit of an edge there. Nothing too crazy, but he does have a little bit of an edge. Houston is also 2nd when it comes to runs allowed. Almost the best in the entire MLB. Minnesota is at that 16th spot. So they are a little bit below the halfway point. And Justin Verlander is going to be on the mound here for Houston. I don't really think I need to say too much about Verlander. Literally is making a case for MVP. So I think that says enough, especially as a pitcher. But he has a 1.95 ERA over the course of the season, 2.18 at home, and a 0 ERA through 8 innings pitched earlier this year versus Minnesota. Hopefully he can pitch another gem here like that for us once again. And he has had a rough last 2 starts. For his standards, he's had a rough last 2 starts. He's had 3 earned runs in each of his last 2 games, so just 2 straight games. And I think this is a great spot to bounce back here versus a Minnesota team that's either really good or not necessarily the best. And on the flip side of the mound, Aaron Sanchez is going to be on the mound for Minnesota. Has a 7.68 ERA over the course of the season, 7.5 on the road. And if you look at his earned run logs, he does have an earned run log of 2, 7, 2, 4, and 3, and he goes no longer than 5 innings. So the max that he will go is 5 innings. A lot of times they've been taking him out at 3, or at around 3 innings roughly. So I think that's a really great spot to target. If he's going to give up a lot of those runs early, you can't be doing that to a team like the Astros. So if he gives up a lot of those runs early, might as well just go to bed, because I think that's gonna hit for sure. And then Houston, whenever it does come to the bullpens, has a huge advantage as well. They are 2nd when it comes to bullpen ERA for the whole season. In Minnesota, they're 16th. So Houston, almost the best bullpen in the entire MLB. Minnesota is in that latter half of the MLB when it comes to Minnesota. So I think that does speak a lot of volume. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Astros minus 1.5 versus Minnesota. Odds to be determined. Now for our second play of the day, we're going to be taking the White Sox and the Orioles no-run first inning at minus 130 odds. Now if you take a look at it, both these teams are very, very bad at scoring runs in the first inning. White Sox, they're 25th when it comes to first inning runs per game. Baltimore, they're at 28th. Both these teams in the bottom 5 of the MLB when it comes to first inning runs per game. Baltimore also is a pretty solid defense. They allow 13, or they're 13th when it comes to runs allowed, but they're a very good defensive team when it comes to home. At home, or on the road, they allow 4.48 runs per game, and at home that number drops all the way down to 3.89. So I think that's a great spot to target here for Baltimore. And White Sox, a very similar situation. At home, they're not very good. They allow 5.21 runs per game at home. That ranks at about 21st in the entire MLB, but when it comes to on the road, that number drops all the way down to 3.67. That's almost a whole two fewer runs per game on the road. So I do think we see a ton of value there. And Dylan Cease is going to be on the mound here for the White Sox. Obviously, another fantastic pitcher, 2.09 ERA, 1.34 on the road, and a 1.29 through 7 innings pitched versus Baltimore. Those numbers are legit. I definitely think Dylan Cease can get it done. Now, the White Sox bats, they have been pretty decent here recently, but I think that they can be slowed down for sure. and I think Austin Voth from Baltimore is going to be the guy to do that. Now, he hasn't been great for the whole season, just a 4.86 ERA. But in his last 5 starts, he's actually been really, really good. A 2.22 ERA in his last 5 starts. So hopefully he can keep it in that very low range once again. We just need him to get through the first inning, and I definitely think that these two pitchers can. So we're going to be riding with it. White Sox and the Orioles, no run first inning at minus 130 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking the Diamondbacks money line in the first 5 versus Kansas City at minus 125 odds. Now, if you want to take the run line, I believe it's plus value. I don't mind that. I just want to be able to have the chance to push if needed. So we're going to be riding with the money line. Diamondbacks, they are 8-2 to the first 5 in their last 10, so they have been really solid here recently. Kansas City, not so much. They are 3-7 when it comes to the first 5 in their last 10 games. And the Diamondbacks, they've been really good on the road too. In their last 10 road games, they are also 8-2 to the first 5 when it does come to whatever their run line is in the first 5. And on the road all year, they have a record of 34-23 in the first 5. So they've actually been a pretty solid road team for the first 5 to target at least. Arizona, they are also 22nd when it comes to first 5 runs per game, so definitely nothing too crazy, but Kansas City is actually still worse than them. They are 26th when it comes to first 5 inning runs per game, and they are actually way worse at home. So they average 2.1 runs in the first 5 innings on the road, and that number drops all the way down to 1.81 at home. So Kansas City is a much worse hitting team when it comes to being at home. So I think that's another good spot to target. In Arizona, they are 16th when it comes to first 5 inning runs allowed. So definitely nothing too crazy, but they are kind of right in that middle tier. And Kansas City is 23rd. So they are still pushing that very bottom. And Zach Davies is going to be on the mound here for Arizona. 3.99 ERA. And if you look at his, which is nothing crazy, but if you look at his last 3 starts, he's actually had 1, 3, and 0 earned runs in his last 3 starts. In the game that he did have 3 was in Colorado, which is obviously, if you guys know, a very, very hard team to pitch against, just in general, but especially in Coors. So Zach Davies held them to only 3. I think that speaks a lot of volume. And John Heasley's going to be on the mound here for Kansas City. He has not been very good. 5.61 ERA, 8.69 in his last 5 starts. So hopefully Zach Davies and the Diamondbacks can get it done here for us. So that is going to be our third and final play of the day. Diamondbacks first 5 money line here versus Kansas City at minus 125 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But if you guys did enjoy the Coffee with a King, I think I am going to bring it back here every once in a while, pretty frequently, not necessarily like every day or anything, but I'm probably going to bring it back a little bit more often. So make sure that you guys are subbed for that, and make sure you guys stay tuned. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.